November 23rd, technically, about 2:20 a.m. Really cold out tonight. You'll notice the outside temperature here is 6.35 currently. They were forecasting 8, but then last night they forecasted 12 and we went to 8. So we might touch 0 tonight. Point of this is, it's super cold out. We're going to go have a look at the ram pump. Even though the delivery line is frozen up, we're going to see if she's running. I'll bet you dollars to donuts she's running. So you can see in the snow here where the ram line runs up, it's buried under vegetation here, but it's real obvious because when that line is running, even when it's too cold for water to normally run, because it's flowing, it stays running down to about 26 degrees. And because of that and that warm water going through it relative to the snow, it melts a line. Makes it real easy to find in the wintertime where it is. Just thought I would show you. Ha! Well, guess who's wrong? I owe you dollars or donuts, I don't know which. But I think we're really fortunate. It blew out the pressure chamber, which makes sense. That would freeze first. So in a way, I think we did okay. Because that's a lot cheaper to fix than frozen standpipes like we had before. Well, that's a shame, but it is what it is, and it's not extensive damage. And I've been planning to rebuild that pressure pipe a little different, or pressure chamber a little different and better anyway. So, there you are. It did not like the cold with a real long pressure chamber. The one I had on there last year that was shorter never froze like that. So, interesting. And it looks like this pump actually froze up running because there's water coming out the end. And in the valve. And actually, sweet. So, to prevent any valve damage here, we'll go ahead and take this out. And we'll leave that warm water flowing there. So we don't break any more fittings. Because we're pushing easily 20, 25, 30 gallons a minute through there. Well, that should keep everything else from freezing. Well, got a lot of interesting tests of water flowing in cold weather. Oh my, we're frozen up here too. Won't pull on that too much. Thanks for watching the Pharmacy Seeds Network. The Pharmacy Seeds Network YouTube channel is here to provide educational materials related to farming and gardening. Our primary focus is to educate farmers, gardeners, homesteaders, preppers, and other self-reliant people to grow better food through organic methods, but at a higher standard. Our focus is on high-brix farming, using combinations of trace minerals, rock dusts, foliar feeds, essential oils, balanced soils, and appropriate biology to facilitate truly healthy plants that are both pest and disease resistant, as well as far more productive. In amongst this main goal, we intend to include many technical details for layout, heating, cooling, water pumping, and too many other farm-related operations to list. Through education, we can make our farmers and gardeners more self-reliant, close fertility loops, reduce pesticide usage, increase productivity, and preserve ecology for future generations, which fortifies our food system as well as our sovereignty. Ultimately, all this comes back together to make healthier, happier people, with the same effect echoing down through communities and ultimately around the planet. To that end, if you believe in our cause and wish to support us, it is greatly appreciated. Any amount you give helps. Hi, I'm Carlton from the Pharmacy Seeds Network. So now that you know what the channel is about, let me tell you a little bit about Patreon. Patreon is an easy way for you to support my channel and the projects that I'm working on. A lot of these projects, people give me most of the pieces parts, and I scrounge pieces parts in the woods, and I cut my own trees and lumber and timber, but sometimes I can't source those parts. Sometimes I have to pay out of pocket for those parts, and I don't always have the money to do that. So your Patreon help can help with that and other projects. As a Patreon subscriber, as time goes on, I will start releasing videos on Patreon first, and then eventually onto YouTube, so you'll get to be part of the first release of videos. And when we reach 200 patrons, we're going to put a website up, and we'll put all sorts of extra videos, documentation, and all sorts of other information. We'll make that available to our Patreon supporters. And if you wanted to become a first tier provider, you could get your name in the credits on the YouTube videos if you're interested in that. I hope you find our channel interesting and intriguing. I hope you'll support us on Patreon if you can. If you can't, I hope you'll just enjoy the channel and spread it and share it with others, and spread and share that knowledge and information. That's really the goal. Thanks for watching, and I hope you'll support the Pharmacy Seeds Network on Patreon.